Whoa, 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 we're back. We're talking about big music again. It's been a while. I didn't do one last year because I didn't have a lot of records to talk about. But it's now 6 months after my deadline, and I might have too much to talk about. So yay! Oh, I love big plastic. I love when the needle hits the grooves and make music and makes you go yee. It hits the happy button in my brain. I don't have a script. Why do you ask? Yeah, so we have Intergrated Tech Solutions by Aesop Rock. This is one of my favourite albums of 2023. I'd say about second or third, definitely not first, but we'll get to that. Yeah, I'm a moderate fan of him, but going through it, like, I thought it was fantastic. I think it's probably my favourite. No, it definitely is my favourite of his. There was like a special like edition, also a multi-sensory experience, but I don't know what that meant. Turns out it means this. So yeah, it does that. I got it on resale. Don't ask me how much I paid for it. It's don't. It was a lot. It was a lot of money. Alright, we got Untrue by Burial. I'm not a fan at all of like dubstep and like the UK sound system scene, I guess. This type of like two-step dubstep is very like nocturnal, it's very slow. It really just feels like a rainy day in the UK. And I love it. I love it for it, and the sampling of it is amazing. If you know Burial, you know his song Archangel, which I think is incredible. Like, I was obsessed with that song. I think I had a track clip video come up on my TikTok. So that's how I found out about that song, and just listened to the album from there. And yeah, amazing. And it wasn't that expensive. Sometimes I don't have to spend too much money. It's great. And we've got Cortex by, oh gosh, something French. Dare I try and pronounce it? Troupeau Bleu? If you know this album, you know this is the album that has an MF Doom sample on it. But it's also just a really great like jazz fusion album. Yeah, that was great. It's great. And yeah, it was not really that well known until that sample, and like the past few years the group come together to perform it like around Europe and the US. So yeah, good for them. Good for them mostly, and it's a good album. Affected by clinical tests for living many lives, dying identical deaths. Cheat Codes by Danger Mouse and Black Thought. I haven't really given The Roots a go, which I need to do, especially now that I've listened to this, because Black Thought is amazing all over it. And Danger Mouse, I think this is his first hip-hop album since Danger Doom. Seeing like the, I guess, symbol brand of the green and the red, I had to get green vinyl for the red in the middle. So luckily I got that. That was a limited edition. Yeah, you want it to look like the symbol on the cover? Yeah, it's gonna cost you extra. I had a woman down with me, but to me, she was down to get me. We have Quaranta by Danny Brown. You might be wondering why I'm in a different room and it is a different day. Not because I forgot to talk about this album in my main video. I didn't have it at the time. And as I've been editing this video, it arrived. So here it is. Since this album got announced, I wasn't even a Danny Brown fan. Now I am. And this album is great. I would say it's my favourite just because it gives you a different, introspective type of Danny. He talks about his past, just how he is as a person right now as he's reached and passed 40, which he never thought he would. He does such a great job, and such a sobering album. And yeah, I'm glad it exists. I was walking on the water when I saw a crocodile. De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. De La Soul, really big alternative hip-hop group from like late 80s, early 90s. And then when it came to like streaming and putting it on digital storefronts, the deal they had for those albums made it so they couldn't do that. And because of all the samples on it, it was just so much work to try and clear them all and put it on there. That it just wasn't on streaming. You just couldn't listen to it on that. 2023, they finally figured it out. Now all their discography is on stream services and digital storefronts and stuff like that. And with that came a repress of all their albums. When I first listened to it, I fell in love with it. So much fun. You can just tell these guys were just having fun in the studio, making making good music. It's a shame one of them didn't live to see this day of it actually being released, but you know, they're keeping it alive. So it's just really good to see. And it's now one of my favorite albums.
I shouted out in fear, "Who's there?" "It's me," said Mr. Squirrel.
And it's my favorite so much that for Record Store Day, for the Black Friday Record Store Day, I got the 7-inch box set. So that's pretty cool too. Like 12 7-inch records that all play through the albums and bonus tracks. A 7-inch slip mat. Mine has 2 of. Ooh. So if someone has this box set and doesn't have a slip mat, I have yours.
Just too smart for the radio, masked up like a young Rey Mysterio, mask off when I'm back in the studio.
Alright, and here we have Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. Here right now I wouldn't say it's my favourite Denzel Curry record, but I think it's his best. He does a lot of different styles of hip-hop, and Denzel Curry, he does it amazingly well. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you to see it, but there's a nice reflective strip on this side with the title of the album. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see that. And it came with a lot. It came with like a double-sided poster, and it came with a slip mat, like a 12-inch slip mat, which I have on there now, replacing my needle drop one, simply because this one is a nicer yellow. Dijon, absolutely. I did forget to record this one in my main video. When I first listened to this album, it got me through a lot. I was going through a sad romantic phase. And this album came at the right time, with a bit of escapism and just talking about how a relationship can be so good but need to come to an end. And yeah, it does it in a really candid, not in a cringy way, but very heartfelt. Like Big Mike's and Noah's High Rate Reel being really good examples of that. And there's some bops in here as well, like The Dress, Many Times, Talk Down, just a whole range of different vibes that really hone down on what a relationship can be like. So yeah, I love this album and I'm eagerly waiting for the follow-up and to see him live.
This is for the hard dream ones.
Alright, we got FK Twigs Caprisongs. This mixtape that came out 2022. Came on Glow in the Dark vinyl, which I've heard interesting things about, but it doesn't sound bad. It sounds pretty good still, which I'm glad about. It took me a long while to get into this album. I remember when I first listened to it, I was like, I was not really in the mood to hear this right now. It's a bit slow. It's not very. I'm not really an FK Twigs fan anyway. I was in the mood to listen to all of it. I did, and I loved it. And it's a good risk for her to take. Because again, she doesn't really do this mix of like hip hop and R&B and like that sort of stuff. She's very avant-garde in her albums, so I guess it makes sense for this to be classed as a mixtape and just doing a complete genre shift. And it's paid off because it's good. Right, we got You're Dead by Flying Lotus. This is my favourite Flying Lotus album that I've listened to. Haven't listened to Cosmogramma, I think it's called, so I'll get to that eventually. I think death works as a very good motif in this album. It comes up now and again, both in like lyrics and just like that feeling and emotion of it, but as well as just the actual music, as in the first 4 or 5 tracks, builds intensity of what it feels like to die, and that ends with the song Never Catch Me, Kendrick Lamar, which I think is fantastic. So yeah, we like this album. This record comes with absolute silence at the end of it and another song, which threw me for a loop. I didn't know what was happening. I completely forgot it was on. All of a sudden, just music started again. It's like, Oh gosh, this is it. That was a nice surprise.
We eat fish, short salads, and make rap ballads. The biochemical slang lord.
So yeah, Ghostface Killah, Ironman. So this is a 25th anniversary release. It comes in 2 cases for some reason. So if I have a bit of a look at it, so it comes in this like cardboard embossed sleeve, which is cool. But then you have the actual sleeve here. This pressing's a bit weird, just because it has some like weird fade outs, but the songs don't end. It kind of just like fade out when it doesn't need to be. So that's a bit annoying, but I do like the variant of it. It's a blue and white split, or blue and cream, it says on here. I'm a big fan of it. It's the only Ghostface Killah album I've listened to apart from Sour Soul. But I was very, very impressed with the world that is created with that. And yeah, at some point I'll listen to more of his stuff and just Wu-Tang in general. Demon Days, Gorrilaz. This is my favourite Gorrilaz album by a long shot. It's not even close. There's Danger Mouse as well, so there's that still hip-hop element to it, because this was not right after, but very close to Danger Doom. You know Gorrilaz, you know Demon Days, you know what they do. Strong messaging about like socio-economic issues, still like catchy and still a lot to read into. And like Demon Days was the best at doing that for Gorrilaz. Plastic Beach is okay, I suppose. Live from Dentist's Office by Injury Reserve. So with the announcement that Injury Reserve, the name Injury Reserve is ending, there was a repress of their 2 mixtapes, so Live from Dentist's Office and Floss. So before it was pressed on its own individual sleeve, this mixtape and Floss were joined together, but it's the first time that it's on its own. I was and on about getting it, but I saw that you can get a version that's signed by the 2 remaining members of Injury Reserve, and I was like, yeah, I think that's a good way to finally have it. So yeah, here it is.
There's a new moon on the rise. Turn the tide.
That Feels Good by Jessie Ware, and it's signed. That's pretty cool. So follow up to What's Your Pleasure from 2020. This is just a sexier version of that, and it's great, and she serves, and it's amazing. And I saw her live, and she was great, and she served, and it was amazing. I still prefer What's Your Pleasure, but as in, look at her.
What you call a chick that don't suck dick, you don't. And if you think you finna come up this, you won't. Down comes the boogie and...
So we got The Never Story by Jid. This is his debut album with Dreamville. And it was hard to get on record. It was super expensive. But since then, he's gotten bigger and just more popular. So there was a repress on it. It's just the expanded edition. It just comes with the instrumentals as well. And it's on orange vinyl, which, as I look at it, of course I'm going to get on orange. Really good album. Jid's really good. His type of hip-hop doesn't really click with me, doesn't really do anything that makes me go like, wow. But he is great. I've seen him live, and he is a great rapper, both in person and on the mic. And he's a really good singer too. Yeah, you can't hate the guy. He's just super talented, and I really like The Never Story. We have Jockstrap, I Love You, Jennifer B. There's a sticker sheet that comes with it, and the idea of that sticker sheet is to make your own front cover, which I think is brilliant. I think that's fantastic. So that's what I did. I got I Love You, I got Jennifer B in a corner, got a band name, and at the back I've got the band name again, barcode, track list, Rough Trade as a label, and then it's like some little bit of credits here. And on the sleeve, I've got like some of the track titles, so I know which side's A and which side's B, apart from the letters, obviously. These stickers are song titles that appear on side B and side A, respectively. So I thought, I don't know, I thought that was cool. I still have a few stickers left on the sticker sheet. I don't know where to put them. Maybe just on my vinyl case box that I put a lot of stickers on. So yeah. Also, the album's good. It took me a while to think the album's good. I couldn't make heads or tails of it But then seeing them live also helped my opinion of being like, yeah, this is a good album.
You're so fine, shining like a diamond ring. Look me in the eyes, tell me you would die for me.
I'm such a negative bitch. My friends turn on me, then I turn rich. Sodom Gomorrah, I turn back, they still talking shit.
We got LP by JPEGMAFIA. So when this came out in 2021, the album that is, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It was his best work to date. And it very quickly hit my like top 5 albums of all time. It took a while for it to be pressed. I missed the first pressing of it, but when it got pressed again and it got pressed with the instrumentals on it as well, I was like, I'm definitely getting that. And yeah, here it is. This comes with the offline version. I think both vinyls do, but this came with the offline version and instrumentals for that. All the packaging, I would just say it's too small. Like, this has 4 LPs in it. I feel like it will fall apart if you hold it wrong. Like, if I actually take it out, I'm gonna take it out because again, it barely fits in the sleeve as well. And it comes with extras as well. It comes with like a booklet and like an LP balloon. So yeah, the package could be just a little bit bigger, but it plays all right. It sounds fantastic. It was my favorite JPEGMAFIA album.
You ain't never seen no things that you want everything. Make you wanna crash out.
But then Scaring the Hose came along, and this is my album of the year 2023 and my second favorite album, period. I absolutely love this thing. It's his best production. Dan Brown does his thing. JPEGMAFIA has the best like writing game throughout his discography. Step a Pig is my favorite song of all time. I love that song so much. This is the Rough Trade exclusive, so it's Bleu. I think this fits the album a bit more, but I do like the cover, but I can't think of a reason to get another copy just for that cover.
You know that this shit don't stop. Black men that hate me usually talking these brothers hell and just mad people love me for me while they put on a...
Until I realised that I don't need a reason and I bought it anyway. This is Blue and Pink. I've got it now. Alright, we've got Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. I didn't have this for the longest time, just because I don't really care for the bonus tracks that was just on like the regular version of the vinyl. And I prefer this cover, rather cover than the band, so I was like, I'm not super in love with the album. Like, I think it's great, but I'm not super in love with it to like justify getting that version of it on vinyl, so I'll wait for something else to come up. And then for the 10th anniversary, this came out, so it's on, I think we've called it as Black Ice, but it's just a translucent black. And it just comes with the base album, which I prefer, and it also has the original cover art, which I prefer as well. So yeah, I think it was only a matter of time before I got it. I just wanted the version that I wanted, if that makes sense. I didn't want the regular one, basically. I wanted to be special.
I met her on the 3rd night in Chicago, North America tour, my eye closed. V5 from, she was a model.
Speaking of Kendrick albums coming out in 2022, Miss Morale and the Big Steppers. So this is on a really nice gold. If you know the series, you know my Big Crit vinyl is like a really nice gold. This rivals that. It is my album of the year 2022. It's in my top 10. I don't know what else I can say about this album that has been said already in the almost 2 years it's been out. It really reaps the benefits of Kendrick going through writer's block and going to therapy and just living his life and seeing that he has his issues, he has his problems with fame and himself and just the trauma that comes with being a black man, and how that generational trauma tracks down. So it's a really good insight into his psyche. Yeah, it's very much a return to form from Down, which I thought was... Ugh. Yeah, love this album. Really good. Saw him live twice. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh, he was so good. Yeah, Led Zeppelin. It's Untitled, but it's Led Zeppelin 4. I wanted to get a bit more into classic rock and just yeah, just having a bit of a dive into that, and started with this, and it's absolutely fantastic. Who would have thought that one of the classic rock albums is actually good? Yeah, I have nothing more to add than I've got it on vinyl now.
I feel so pretty.
Okay, yeah, we got Let's Start Here by Lil Yachty. What a left turn for him. To go from a type of rap that I don't really care about, but was a big deal in like the mid to late 2010s. And then here he comes with a psychedelic rock album. And he does a really, really good job with it. I think it's great. And I think that's the general consensus for a lot of people. It's like he did this thing and he redid his research and did it justice without differing too much of his style and his sound. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do next, but I'll definitely keep an eye on it. Album-wise, that is. Because this is fantastic.
Descends les marches vers les ténèbres. 5.
So here we have M.A.A.d's Echo Chamber, Emotional Eternal. Her previous album, Bon Voyage, came on during work quite a lot, and I do really like that album. This one's a bit better. It's not as harsh or as loud, which seems odd for me to say, but from her I get really calming, kind of like dreamlike quality, but I think that harshness kind of undermines. It comes with a weird spinny pattern. I don't know the name of it, but I'm going to show it on the green screen. But yeah, I think it's great, and yeah, I like it.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
So, Rage Against the Machine self-titled. It's a bit samey, has a bit of a similar vibe all the way throughout, but it has a great energy and it keeps it up throughout. Opening 2 tracks are fantastic, officially killing the name, as in, how can you hate that? I need to listen to more of their stuff. I need to do it. That's a common theme with me. I'll listen to one album from one artist and be like, yeah, I don't need to listen to anymore, which doesn't make any sense. So, I need to do that.
Hi baby, as long as I sing.
You have Sevdaliza. Shabrang. I don't remember how I found out about this album. I think I was drawn by the cover art because that is quite the striking image. Trip hop alternative album. It does so much with so little. Really atmospheric, and yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think it's really good. This comes with a lot of stuff in it. Like, it comes with like a massive poster. If you like this face, it comes with a massive poster of it and like passport sizes as well. I think it's quite funny, but it's really good. The Spencer soundtrack. I love the film. It's one of my favorite films, and part of that reason is because of the soundtrack. I forget who composed it. I feel like it's someone famous. Is it someone from Radiohead? I really should have written this down. No, I'm going to look it up. I'm pretty sure it's someone from Radiohead. I was right. It's Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead. He composed this. Great mix of classical music and jazz, which I guess makes sense for the film. Of like, it's like this free form element of jazz next to this like upper class royalty classical timbre. So yeah, good mix of genres, and I think he knocks it out of the park in an absolutely fantastic film. Glow On by Turnstile. I did not like this album for the longest time. It wasn't until I saw them live at Glastonbury in 2022, I was like, oh, I get it. It was my Frank Reynolds moment. I think it's great. It's not just punk rock. There's lots of like different types of rock in there as well. But I think really pushes the bounds of what you can do on like just short, explosive, guitar-heavy songs. I really wanted it on pink or white because look at that cover, but my God, it's expensive. It's so expensive. But the fact I got it all is really cool. What? So we've got Turnstile and Bad Bad Not Good doing remixes of some songs from Glow On. The whole thing's called New Heart Designs, and this was a Record Store Day Black Friday exclusive. I remember I just wanted to listen to some Turnstile and this came up as new releases like the day of. I was like, what? Yeah, it's a great short collection of tracks. Great remixes from Bad Bad Not Good, obviously. My favourite is definitely Alien Love Call, but there's only 3 tracks here and they're all great. You can still pick this up and I fully recommend that you do.
Barely replying to text, barely enjoying the sex. I got a pain in my chest, that's from suppressing the stress.
So we got Call Me If You Get Lost, the estate sale. So you might be wondering, Caden, do you already have that? I had the vanilla version of just the album, which I now don't have. So a moment of silence. Okay, moment over. This is the same album, but it has the estate sale add-on. So that's just another disc in here. It's all on Bleu, so it's really nice. My favourite Tyler album, and there's just more of it, which was also fantastic. So good on Tyler for just giving us more of his amazing work. 2023 was the first time he didn't release an album every 2 years, so who knows what he's cooking. Could be something big, could be just another album, I don't know, I'm not him. So yeah, so the Uptight soundtrack. I first watched the film in 2023 and I absolutely loved it and its commentary on how can black people finally get the respect that they deserve. It takes place right after Martin Luther King Jr. gets assassinated, and it's all about, do we talk to the people in charge, do it peacefully to try and get our voices heard, or do we take to the streets and like riot by any means and all that sort of stuff. And the film is about our main character who sells out one of his own in this black revolutionist group, the individualism of one person's strife versus the strife of a whole community. It's great. I think it's fantastic. Watch it while you can. The soundtrack is by Booker T and the MGS. That name doesn't sound familiar. You'll know the most popular song on Spotify. Trust me on that. It was a random find in a vintage record sale. And what a good find it was for me. So this is called Sounds of Summer 2022. This was a free record by Black Screen Records of just particular songs from indie games that are out or that are coming out. I don't know why I have this. It was free. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll pay the, I don't know, what's it, £5 shipping for it? And now I have it. It's fine. I have no emotions towards this. It was just free. I think, nope, I don't have anything else to say. Yep, that's it. All good. Moving on. Westside Gunn 10. Easily my favourite Westside Gunn project. I always like songs here and there, but a whole project I don't really get. Pray for Paris is okay. Before then, there's bits and pieces. But I do really like 10. If you know anything about Westside Gunn, his vinyls sell out really quickly. I didn't get the variant I wanted, but I got it, so I'm happy with that. I did manage to get a pre-order for And Then You Pray For Me, but man, that album was mid. My God, I cancelled my pre-order. I was very disappointed with that album. And last but not least, we have Heavy Heavy by Young Fathers. It's such a weird mix of like hip-hop and R&B and rock and like alternative, and it's just like, yeah, it's such a bizarre mix, but I think it's great. Limited edition like packaging, well, not limited, it's like a special edition. It comes with like a stencil spray, which I'm not going to use. Yeah, different cover art and all that, some posters in there. Yeah, it's great. Great album. I'm upset it didn't win the Mercury Prize, same with Jessie Ware, but I think people know how good it is because they got nominated for Mercury Prize. And that's the update on all the records. I feel like there's a lot of different mixes now. I'm trying to make more of an effort. Well, I have been trying to make more of an effort to move out of just hip hop, and I feel like it's paying off. I feel like I'm open to having conversations about different genres of music. So yeah, I guess I'll see you next year when I have more. I don't know. big music's still expensive, and it's more expensive now. Like 2 LP is like £40. That's like the price now, and so you hate to see it. But that's okay. Who needs to pay their bills anyway?